Yeah, Teresa, we can't hear you very well.
Okay, it's okay. Why don't you let Mike answer? Because I think my computer's acting up today. Go ahead and let Michael answer.
Okay, yeah, Michael.
Yes. Yeah, there were quite a few folks who were arrested. Most notably was a van loaded with explosives with 3 men in it, and the police tried to pull them over because they had a mural painted on the van of airplanes flying into the Twin Towers. All right, they saw that mural and they're like, "Whoa!" And they pulled these guys over, and the guys ran from the van, and the van exploded. And this has been captured on the people here have police scanners where you can listen to the police communications. And someone actually got this recorded and it's posted on the internet. And you can definitely find it on YouTube and whatnot. It's still out there. They keep taking it down, but people keep putting it back up. And there were, I think, maybe as many as 25 people. I'm not on a computer, so I can't look things up right this minute. Of Israeli descent or background or passports, whatever, that were picked up for various reasons, like right away. There's the dancing Israelis.
Hello?
These guys. Hello, can you hear? Yeah, these guys were celebrating when the planes hit the towers, and they had cameras all set up on tripods to capture it when it happened. They knew it was going.
Yes, Michael. Thank you. Okay,
I think it's interesting.
Michael Gaul.
If I may interject, I think
Sure.
it's very, very interesting how September the 11th, 2001.
Whoa, am I back on?
Huge areas.
Yeah, sorry, I
about
got cut
that.
off.
Sorry, Michael, you got disconnected and we went to Michael Gaul. You can continue again too.
That's fine. Michael Gold can take it. That was most of it.
Thank you.
I just wanted to interject the parallel between September the 11th, 2001 and November 22nd, 1963, and how 19 equals 1. Within hours, they had all the answers.
Yeah.
And the biggest difference was instead of one lone gunman on what they call was the 6th floor, he was actually on the 4th floor of the school book depository building. Instead, it was 19 Muslims with box cutters who hijacked planes. God, give me a break.
Yeah.
No truer than magic bullets.
Can I add something as well to this?
Bullets.
Yes, Nathan? Go on.
Yeah, sorry. One thing that I want to kind of point out, and it's been kind of, I've been thinking about this a lot because one of the things that is clear to me that was designed in with this whole 9/11 plot was a means of creating a hatred towards certain people, creating a confusion, and I think there's something to this negative energy, this hatred, this confusion and whatnot, and it has a lot to do with when people are just like say back when 9/11 happened, everybody was so taken back at that time, and our consciousness level was at a certain state where we could be told anything, and a lot of the people around the world generally accepted it. And it was until a few years and a lot of the information was coming out when everybody's consciousness was being raised, where people could really start to feel confident in coming forward with the irregularities, the things that absolutely are completely false, and that whole movement really got moving. And I'm so happy that there's so many people awake and aware today, and our consciousness level has raised, where I think if something did happen similar in a future event, I think more people can be aware enough to not allow that to happen. I think it's happened in regards with Syria and the whole chemical weapon situation over there. I think the people's consciousness were high enough where we couldn't be tricked into an event that could lead us into a World War III scenario. So I think at the time when all these things happened, people were just very looking for someone to blame. And we took the narrative of who we should blame. But that has to play into a type of energy that has been used to create an agenda across the planet. They're using people's fear, they're using people's hatred and confusion to push an agenda forward. And I think the more educated we are, the more friendly we are towards each other and other nations, we won't have a reason to be indifferent or to hate people or to allow these people's agenda to be placed upon us and then us just follow the path that has been given to their end and their result.
Right. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Nathan.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Michael Opperskalski.
Yep.
I'm calling to you. Airplane black boxes were found at Ground Zero, according to two first responders and an unnamed NTSB official. But they were disappeared and their existence is denied in 9/11 Commission report. What do you think about it?
First of all, I think we should forget about this official 9/11 Commission. Many informations that can be proved easily never appeared or simply disappeared. For example, is anybody aware, even here now, that the Indian intelligence services, who is a partner service of the CIA, warned prior to the attacks that the terrorist groups, at least one terrorist group, maybe two, are already in the States preparing something in cooperation with certain people from the Pakistani intelligence who had good relationship with the so-called Al-Qaeda cell in Hamburg, Germany. So all these informations that were already available for many intelligence services, including the Mossad, they're completely excluded from all the reports now. So this is the key question. So anything can happen, and the black box that you mentioned, it disappeared. Other informations that were reported earlier completely disappeared. So-called evidences from different governments disappeared. So what we have simply to say is the reports that are officially published here and there are completely part of a big disinformation campaign to cover up the real background of 9/11, and what is more important is to cover up the real roots of 9/11, which go beyond the whole thing.
The call will be recorded.
Which have effect up to today.
Yes, thank you.
Hi. On architects and engineers calls, we'll say our name if we have something to add. So I was saying this is Mike. It's Mike Cook. The 6 of the 10 9/11 commissioners have gone on record saying that their investigation was flawed, that they were lied to, they didn't have adequate information or funding. This is a really good approach for those who have a very hard time going there on this. You can at least get them to look at the fact that the people that did the investigation say they got it wrong.
Yes, true. Thanks, Michael.
You're welcome.
Manuel?
Yes.
Good. We have so many doubts that technical evidences that plane crash could not cause such a collapse, especially that this building collapses straight down with no diversions, as if it was controlled the demolition. So what do you think about it, and what are other evidences that bring doubt to what 9/11 Commission report said? I know that Michael Opperskalski said, forget about that commission report, but this is what they are always talking about.
Well, first of all, for myself, I'm neither an engineer nor technical expert, but what I can say for my side, and I was reading this official report already some time ago, and it's interesting because the people responsible for the official report and the people who are spreading the official report as a sort of the basic evidence for, or the basic alleged evidence for what happened, they call people who have doubts in those so-called truth, they call these people conspiracy theorists. It's a matter of fact that from all the theories I heard until today how this attack happened, that obviously the official report is the biggest conspiracy theory because it includes so many details, so many things which simply cannot be. I think we have also here now in this little video conference some experts which, I mean, there are some things I didn't know before, but again, we are again talking about a philosophical problem when it comes to the terms truth and lie. The official report and the mainstream media and the mainstream politics are spreading this as the official truth, and we face the problem that you can show all the wrong details, all detailed, and still they will say, yes, maybe here is a little mistake or there's a little thing, but this is the official truth. So we face a basic problem. It is, and it means we have to ensure, or we have to get the ability to bring the counter-truth to that, to say it like this, because if a lot of people believe it, if mainstream media and if mainstream politics are promoting a certain message, the people think it is true, even if it's not true. So this is our basic problem. I don't know, maybe
I
one
don't
of
agree
the
with
American
that.
guests. Sorry?
Just the statement that, with the idea of if many people are believing something to make it true, I think that has to do more with the idea that is being presented to us, but it's not necessarily the case. Because, for instance, the reality or the truth will always be true, no matter how much lies or how much manipulation is given to the public. It's all about our public perception. And there's so many techniques that are being put onto the public to change our minds away from what the reality is or what the truth is, that, you know, they're being successful to confuse us, or to at least maintain what could be called is the untruth, is the commission stating as a truth. But these things we all, in our hearts, we know are untruths, you know what I mean? And we don't need a commission to tell us what is true or what is not. All we need is for those that are responsible to be held accountable, and we need enough people to demand justice. You know, it's the will of the people that will get things done at the end of the day, because change comes from the bottom up, not the top down.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Thank you, Nathan. Manuel, go on, please.
All right.
No, I fully agree. So we have for these things, by the way, it's not just with 9/11 with this. We have many examples where we can say that a collective, by these strategies, by these instruments, you can create a sort of collective legion, that people believe something what happened, but what indeed didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
For that. So, and I think we have the same strategy with this 9/11. And I mean, what is interesting also, this is a personal experience now for me when I talk with friends in Germany. Also, normal people now, not somehow connected to alternative media or alternative political positions. They have doubts in this official version of what is us presented about 9/11. But when it comes to telling this opinion in public, these people are very silent because they fear to be isolated. But if we collect all these individuals, this would be a huge minority, maybe even a majority. And I think this is maybe also our job here as journalists, analysts, writers, I don't know what the professions also of the other participants are, but also to connect these doubts together and not to give anymore the feeling of isolation when it comes to those topics. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Teresa?
Yep.
Can I come to you?
Okay.
Okay, dear. Then President Bush recently have acknowledged that Saddam Hussein had nothing to do with 9/11. The Senate Intelligence Committee has reported that Saddam was not in